Warmly welcome, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and the entire members of the Food and Beverage Manufacturing Group. First, before I go into the regulatory space, I would like to thank the opportunity to come and start here before you, and on behalf of the regulatory committee, as well to thank everyone for their passion for excellence, the commitment they have made throughout 2025, the coordination with regulatory bodies that we have been working through, and I'll also go through the content, how we are structured as a regulatory committee, how we work, some of the advancement we've made, the success stories. Of course, there's no light without challenge, and the outlook to 2026. So as an introduction, and I probably won't drain that too much, but I wanted to be really keen that, put some emphasis how we are structured as a regulatory committee. So we have a lot of partners, as Wahid mentioned, across, and the great thing is that we are focused in UAE. We are now introducing the Food and Beverage Regulatory Committee as well across the Gulf region, and in the last couple of years have been working also very full scale all the way to Morocco, Jordan, the Saudi Food and Drug Authority, in Kuwait, in Oman, Qatar, Bahrain. We have made every possible opportunity with Tibdal's front to be able to introduce the Food and Beverage Manufacturing Group, a duty for us to continue developing our public-private partnership. So, of course, we work with Moyans, and all of you know that the Food and Beverage Group has also a seat in that as part of the committee work stream. We have the voice of industry collectively placed in that so that we continue to shape the regulations in the region. We are also sitting in the MOHAP Institute of Health and Prevention on the National Nutrition Committee, and very recently I'm very delighted to announce in the last quarter that the Food and Beverage Manufacturing Group has also become a part of the National Codex Committee, which is chaired by Her Excellency Dr. Rosa Al-Neheri. So that's a very big win for us, not to only bring our voices on a local platform, but for most of you who don't know Codex, this is an international arena where lots of other countries, 100 plus countries from the entire world come together to put regulations, and we are now part of it more at an international level. So, like I mentioned, we try to expand, focus, work with everybody. At the end of the day, the voice of industry is very important, and regulations will shape how we operate in market, how we do trade as well. So it's very key that we come and develop and become right at the very beginning, bring the voices of industry together. So in a structured way, we have task forces, we have subject matter experts. Some of them are in this room, very familiar faces. We have people experts in dairy, beverage, confectionery. We even have a very recently developed task force or retail. We thought that partnership is very important, so we continue to build our narrative externally where we feel it is relevant. This is to show you our strategy, where we focus, and away from the vision and mission, and the reality is we will always want to shape a favorable regulatory environment, mitigating risk, continue to build a public-private relationship beyond the UAE, as I mentioned, the entire Gulf. We're working with Jordan, with Morocco, across the MENA regions. Food safety is a prime for us. This is what we want to deliver to our consumers, and I don't want to go to the science and technicalities, keeping it really very top line here. But given that we are placed in this part of the world, risk assessment and food safety are pivotal really to ensure the quality and safety of products that we provide in the market. So we work with organizations and peers and collaboration with external associations. We hear back from the Codex environment, from the European Union, food safety agencies, what are the developments, and we try to do our own horizon scanning to understand what trends and issues might land up here. The world has become very small, and what happens in Europe, what happens in the US would always come and travel to us here, and we need to stay in front of it and show resilience where we think we can manage and mitigate a risk. Need just to mention the health and nutrition agenda is prime in the UAE, the entire Gulf. I'm hearing more and more of that, whether we talk of front of pack nutrition labeling, whether we talk of marketing to children, reformulation. There's lots and lots, and the governments across the globe are really We are not out here. It's the voice, it's the engagement, and it is really the prime agenda of all the governments that we work with. So we have a key role to play here on how we proactively engage with our governments to set and define collaboratively together the health and nutrition agenda. Sustainability, again, a great story for us here in the UAE, and I'm very proud of this food and beverage. In the last 4 years, we have worked together with Wayat to develop the first ever recycled plastic regulation. So there was no regulation to serve the recyclability and sustainability agenda, but I'm very proud to say that we have worked very closely with that. There was a core task force team to do that, and we have developed that. That didn't stay with UAE. We actually worked across the globe to make sure that the same regulation is also, with the little minor, small changes, is actually harmonized as well. In the Gulf, trade and harmonization, we cannot work for, on food safety, quality, sustainability without thinking how we want to operate in the entire Gulf. So again, the carbonization piece is on top and a priority for us. The flow of 2025, and what an incredible year, I must say. 12 months has been a marathon, but harmonization is, a top of our agenda. The halal, of course, the digitization and the technologies that would come with labeling is also something that many of our members are thinking of. This is just to show you some of our key engagements. Some of the members are present, left or right, but again, I'm going to, congratulate the efforts that we have on the National Codex Committee. We've already been a member of that. And I have seen now Her Excellency Dr. Moza has been in Rome in the commission meeting for Codex last November. And as UAE, we have the amendment now approved internationally by other also countries and organizations who are part of the Codex committee. So I think Peppa being part of that committee, bringing in the expertise, the science, the technology as well, and the regulatory views into that committee is crucial from a strategic standpoint because now, a lot of our regulations really depend on Codex as an international, well-developed, trusted, let's say, organization. So, being part of that, shaping it is crucial for us. I don't want to drag this slide, but I really want to tell you, if you talk about nutrition, we've been there supporting the Emirates Nutrition Association, whether by sponsorship, whether by showing up, by participation, and on the health and nutrition agenda. Like I mentioned, this is key for us. If it's marketing to children, FOP, and many of the things you actually hear about. We've also been a part of the Near East Codex Committee that has been that took place in Oman this year. Muscat, again, regulators across the entire Middle East, North Africa region have been, together with us in the same room, and there was a constant reiteration about, public-private partnership in the Codex space is very important. The rest speaks to itself. Again, a participation in Jordan, where we talked about recycled plastic, and we had people or regulators from across the MENA region, and the great unlock we had, particularly in Jordan, that now recycled plastic is also in its advanced stage, particularly in Iraq. So really, left side, you will see also the Oman Safety Conference that took place this year. We've also been participating in that with His Excellency there, the Minister of Agriculture, Oman Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. He had to tackle key issues related to food safety, Codex, harmonization, health and nutrition, as it is on top of the agenda. So many, I would say, opportunities more than issues as such to close the year. But harmonization is key for us to operate in this region within the UAE and across the entire Gulf region and Middle East and North Africa. So this is one area that we need to continue working together with our stakeholders to develop that space. And really interest in the region, like I mentioned, around the health and wellness agenda, whether it is FOBs, reformulation, the sustainability on technologies related to chemical recycling, enhanced recycling. These are things that we want to move. As I mentioned, a great unlock for us to have the recycled plastic, allowing mechanical processes and technology, but to be able to cater for more, we need to include other advanced technologies that we see also elsewhere. So on the innovation as well, the regulations today, the advanced military has technology and experts, research and development, R&D, regulations. We need to, walk the journey in the same case to allow for new ingredients, to allow for new processes and new technologies. So that's something that we would be working through in 2026. So a few success stories, and when success, I don't particularly mean that we have reached an end point. I just want to congratulate really how everyone has showed up in this and the work that we have done. So very recently we had a meeting with the Ministry of Health on the reformulation. It was particularly focused on salt, but clearly what we have is that the limits that are being proposed to us in 2027 and 2030 as things, the target limits are much more lenient than ones the WHO has in its revised version. So again, this goes because we are a key pillar. We are also a partner with the Ministry of Health in developing the National Nutrition Strategy, and we have been focusing to bring our voices as well on that. The water reuse as well, for those who have been interested, we have through the Moyat Technical Committee proposed earlier last year to introduce new regulation on water reuse, again an important part on sustainability. Given the water scarcity and pressure that we have in this region, this will solve a lot of that water scarcity issues for governments. We have also had issues around nutrition and health claims. You see this on the packaging, like high fiber, or you see things like this promotes building of your bones if it has calcium. It has been a lot of controversial views from governments across the Gulf, again, particularly the Saudi Food and Drug Authority, whether products containing high sugar, salt and fat will really match having such positive claims. We didn't win a part of the game on protecting nutrition claims. However, the health claims remain to be restrictive. We will continue to promote risk-based approaches in the region. It is always in the news, in the social media, this particular ingredient or additive is now not good for health. You hear that from other trends, whether they're in safety agency, the United States Food and Drug Authority. There are now controversial views on different ingredients, and we have an key role to play in influencing and building the framework around risk assessment. I've already covered the Codex parts in that. So really, I haven't put a slide for 26, but I want to talk into that we have a very big opportunity to continue working with our governments. And clearly, what we have is that, the health and nutrition agenda, I really stress on that. I'm hearing that there are new strategies, new things coming from, neighborhood countries looking after, health and nutrition piece. So we have a big role to play, an opportunity to engage right from the beginning, to avoid any restrictions or, on these particular areas. So at the end, I really want to thank the entire partnership, your teams who have been working with me across the entire food and beverage community. I want to, of course, thank especially Mr. Saleh Luta, our backbone, for continuing to be there on, every thick and thin story that we have. I have Wahid also, who has been really a great partner, and I cannot call out all the names it had in the backstage team, but I know some of them. I don't want to miss any, but really everyone, each one of you, every one of your companies that have been working very closely with me. Thank you so much, and that's the end of it.